Hey everyone, Stephanie back with you this month to share a look at my July Project Life album. I officially have 7 books now. This is the 7th album of the year, and I just love the little stack of books that I have going on. I know some people probably think I'm a little crazy, but it's just super fun to have all these memories in just a little tiny book. I'm a big fan of mini albums, as most of you probably know, so this is right up my alley when it comes to creating. So this month I decided to go with a kind of like a 6x8 size. I really enjoyed that size when I did that, I think for January, and then March I used Allie Edwards' Week in the Life kit from last year in the album, and I really thought that was a fun size. It's really easy to work with. So this binder I picked up at Target. It is, I thought I could use my 6x8 page protectors with it, and I did, and I'll show you kind of how I altered them when we start flipping through the album. But I picked it up at Target over in their kind of where they have their binders and folders and stuff like that. And I really thought the design was kind of cool, and decorating of the front of a mini album always kind of trips me up, and I save it till the end, so I figured with this one I wouldn't have to even worry about it. So this is the binder here, and as you can see it's pretty full. This is kind of the end of July. We're getting towards the end of July, so I don't really have too much more to add to it. I'm just going to walk you quickly through the album. Make sure we're even here. So to start the album off, I always like to have some kind of title page or front page. For this one, I just took a piece of transparency and used some of the Vellum Alpha stickers in the carousel add-on and just added those right on the front, just so it said July, even though it's over here, but I thought it just was something fun to add in the front of the album. Then here is just a shipping tag. I wrote some journaling about July on there. And the first couple pages are some of the spreads I put together for the Fairground Gallery. So you might have seen some of these before. This here has the July die cut, and behind it, I'm not sure if you can see, but I stapled a picture of the ocean there. So it kind of has that ombre look, the ombre blue there. Just some more journaling cards and pictures. And as you can see, the way I ended up altering this album was, or altering the page protectors, I actually trimmed off, I'm not sure if you can see, the end of the page protector that usually has the holes punched in it, kind of that extra ½ an inch or so. I trimmed that off, and then I just made my own holes to line up in the album. So I did have to punch through some cards and some photos, which I'm totally fine with. But that's how I was able to use the page protectors I have on hand, just kind of use my stash without having to try to recreate something. And I punched holes there, so I thought that was perfect. So any of that, those kind of Target size binders, 5x5 by I think 8x5, 8.5. It's just some more photos and journaling cards. This is just a little summer printable that I had. I just added it in here kind of to go along with our beach photos. And then every once in a while, if I have, instead of adding like a full spread photo, I like just to grab some of those random photos I printed throughout the month. So here this is just kind of a 3x3, and I stapled on one of the little labels there with a paper clip. And then this one, I took some photos and I created a kind of a photo strip there. Just added it here on this side. So this would be kind of more like what you might see in a regular mini album, maybe not a Project Life album, but I like adding in, just using my supplies and adding in different little stuff like that. Here is a double page photo. I printed it on 8.5 by 11 piece of photo paper, and then just cut it down the middle. And I added a title across right at that horizon line, and then my journaling there right underneath it with a white gel pen. Just a couple more photos. This one is the 6x8, and as you can see I just trimmed off the edge and then punched the holes, which is a great way to kind of preserve your photos, since you know they're not getting touched. They have little fingers all over them. More photos and journaling cards. Same thing here, another enlarged photo. Here I used PicMonkey to create a photo collage and just printed it on 6x8, And then I used the Fairground Project Life stamp and just stamped a couple times on the page with a couple little stars there and stickers. Kind of a 4-pocket, 3x4 4-pocket with photos and journaling cards. This one is a little envelope that has some journaling in there. To be found one day. Kind of the same thing on the back. Here, this was a 2 4x6 pocket, and my daughter did swim team this year, and I thought it would be fun to have a title here. So I just used some of those Vellum alpha stickers up here at the top, and just left that pretty much blank, so there's nothing in there. So you can see through to the next page, and then just a couple swim team photos. Another super cute printable, summer printable that I have. Here's just a journaling card there, and then this is a 6x8 divided page protector. Each of these pockets are 2x2, and I just printed my photos at 2x2 as a collage, and then just trimmed them out and popped them right in the pocket. So I thought I would try something different. Usually I have a full page collage in the album, and I thought it would be fun to use a couple of these. So here we go, another 2 or double page photos. So this I printed on 8.5 by 11, and then I just trim it down the middle just to make it even there. And I used some of the alpha stamps. I think it's in the embellishment kit this month. And then typed my journaling on the photos. So this is a little he and she, kind of what they're interested in right now. I know I've seen some people have made comments to me that I don't add very much of a story in my albums, and I'm totally guilty of that, and if you follow along with me, you've probably heard me say that before. I'm not the best at adding a story, and I think the reason being is that when I sit down to write something, even though I might want to write a story, I get tripped up, and I don't really know exactly what to say when I go to type or I go to write, unless I'm writing a letter. So typically my journaling is a letter to somebody or a caption about the photo. And since I take a gazillion photos, it's hard to write a caption about everything that we do. Sometimes I just let the photos speak for themselves. But this month I tried to be a little bit better and add a little more journaling and more stories, and I'd like to continue to get better at that, just to have those little stories written down. This is one of the Project Life add-ons, the book one there, cream soda, and I just used the journaling cards and paired them up with some photos of my kids reading there. Same thing here. This one was actually 2 4x6s, and I didn't have anything to go in the top, so I just trimmed it off and just added it in as an extra photo because it kind of went along with the same theme there. A photo on the back. Here is just a photo outside of a page protector. It's like maybe 5x5-ish. And I wrote my journaling on the tag and just clipped it on right there. Here are 2 4x6s. These are just kind of getting to the end of the album. And I added a title right across the middle. Kind of helps keep those photos into place anyway. More photos on the back. And then let's go on an adventure. This is a card that I just printed off of Pinterest. Added that there with a photo and an Instax photo there. Here's a coaster from a trip that we went on, and some collage of photos. I used PicMonkey to make those collages, and just added a card on there. And then here, kind of this is pretty much the end of the album, but I had printed off a couple extra 2x2 photos, and I didn't really have anything to do with them, so I decided just to find some other little tags and flair, and this is from that one of the papers, the add-on paper, and then a couple of the main kit papers. I just trimmed those out and added them in, kind of sprinkled them around for a little bit more of a decorative random photo page, using that 2x2 square, the divided page protector there. And then here at the end, I punched holes in a little glassine bag that I have here and added in just some extra photos and things that didn't quite make it into the album. There's still a few more days in July, so I'll probably add in the rest of our photos or maybe just another bag, just so at least all the photos are in together. But that's kind of a look at July. This is such a fun size, 6x8. Even though I trimmed off the edges, the actual page protectors, but this is a super fun size to work with. So if you're contemplating trying out a mini album, it's not too different than just a regular Project Life size, since you're working with 4x6 and 3x4 photos. And it's fun just to add in extra little bits here and there. So that's a look at July. Thanks so much, guys, for joining me. As always, if you have any questions, just let me know.